How's the day so far? No, come on, it's been better than that. Amazing business tips? Well, fortunately, I'm a trainer and a business coach, and I don't have time to do any of that, but I'm going to leave you with one little nugget. You want a nugget?
Yeah.
One little equation, write this down. Growth equals awareness plus inspired action. Growth equals awareness plus inspired action. Before you can truly grow with anything in your life, the first thing you have to do is know that there's some awareness that there's something that you can grow into, and then take the inspired action toward it. Does that make sense? Yes. So, what am I up here to talk about? Well, there's one thing that has not been talked about today that I can assure you will kneecap your business. Kneecap is not a good term for your business. It is something that will stop your business cold. It will completely eliminate your business. Now, everybody's been talking about great tips to grow your business. Is that true? Yes. And they've been fabulous tips. But wait a second, they haven't told you about this one thing, that if you don't have this one asset in your business will not prosper. That aspect is your health. The fact is, your number one asset in your business is your health. How many of you would agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, for the rest of you that don't have your hands raised, how many of you plan on staying in your body the rest of your life? Did he just say that? Yes. Now, why do I know this to be true? I've been very blessed. I've traveled the country, I've traveled the world, and I've spoke to well over 2,000 audiences. And December 14th, I was walking with a client. In fact, there were 7 clients as we were walking along. And I was walking and stepping forward, and one second I was walking, and the next second, I could not walk. Has anybody ever experienced that? I stopped. I could not feel from my knees down. I became disoriented. One of my friends, now out of those 7, if you don't think this is a God thing, I do. Out of those 7 people, 3 were doctors. One of them said, "Are you okay?" I said, "I don't think so." I grabbed onto a railing and I held that railing. And he said, "Oh, by the way, what's your phone number?" So I gave him my phone number and I said, "Why would you ask me that?" See, what they could see that I was experiencing was 4 of the 5 signs. I was cold, I was clammy, I was pale, I was sweating profusely, and I was having a stroke. A cerebellum, back of the head, pica, posterior, interior, artery, had released. Now, how did that happen? Well, very simply, about 8 days earlier, living here in Dallas, Texas, it was a cold day in December, and I was going to a speaking event. I had a box of books. I was taking it to the back of my SUV. I flipped the back hatch up so I could put the box in, and the back hatch hit me in the back of the head. I had a car accident. The car attacked me. And when it did that, unbeknownst to me, it caused a dissection in the vessels, which is a separation of the inner outer walls. It was a mechanical failure of the vessel that took about 8 days to linger. And basically, I had this dull headache for about 8 days. Until all of a sudden it decided to throw a stroke. And by the grace of God, and having proper condition in my body and nutrition in my body, I come out with 0 deficits.
Woo.
So my conversation was very simple. Educate people on the value of their health and their business. And with that, the American Heart and Stroke Association came to me and said, "You don't seem to understand. You said you had a stroke 30 days." They were in an audience just like this. They said, "You had a stroke 30 days ago?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I did." They said, "You don't seem to understand. There are no stroke survivors." I said, "Well, you got one. Use me." And they said, "We can't pay you." I said, "I didn't ask to be paid. I asked to be used." See, I asked for service. And what happened is we put something together so that we could serve more people. so that we can inform people that the number one killer in America is heart disease and heart-related disease. 64% of the people in this country will suffer a heart-related issue. And 30% of those people, their first issue will be their last issue. Now let me break that down for you. In a room like this, that means out of every 10 people, 6 of the people plus in this audience will suffer some heart-related issue. And 2 of you will die before you know you have. Do you understand the seriousness? Now here's the exciting part. 80% of all heart attacks and strokes are preventable. Now that you know this, growth equals awareness plus inspired action. Do you have some new awareness? Who says yes?
Yes.
Who would like to prevent that if you could?
Yes.
For those of you who didn't yell out right there, who would like to pay my hospital bill of almost $250,000? Yes, that's what came along with this little thing. Now, because of what I've learned and what I've done in my career and the training I do and all the different things you learn, am I concerned about that? No. Would I have preferred it not to happen? Of course. But do you understand, we at Get Motivated want to do everything we possibly can to help you avoid that kind of issue. Does that make some sense? How many of you would take action if I gave you a way to maybe learn more about your status? Well, basically, you're all going to get a card. If you haven't received it like this, it looks like this. It basically says every 43 seconds, somebody has a heart attack or has some heart-related issue. So what we want to do at Get Motivated, in partnership with the American Heart Association and ID Life, we want to give you a free personal health status report to understand where you are. Is that fair? Yeah. How many of you would like that? Woo. The rest of you are going to get it anyway. You understand? So all you have to do when this card comes around, or you can write it down right now, whichever you prefer, is go to gmfreegift.com. You will go on to a HIPAA-compliant online survey. HIPAA-compliant means nobody else will see your information except the computer. Do you understand? It will take you somewhere between 5 and 8 minutes to put your answers into about 25 to 28 questions. This is 17 years in the making, this software. And it takes into consideration over 7,500 clinical studies. It knows 2,100 known drug interactions. It will produce a 10 to 12 page personal health report custom to you. Who likes that? This will give you the status and make some recommendations as to what you can do, simple things, without spending a penny, to make your life better, to grow some awareness. Because quite frankly, I believe, as you've heard just about every speaker say today, and they're all great friends, and I'm so excited to share this stage with them. Virtually every one of them wants to give back. Do you understand what this is for me? This is making lemonade out of lemons. I had a stroke December 14th. I have virtually zero residual effect from it. Unheard of. I am so phenomenally blessed. It's the glory of God. Give him glory. But here's the point. When you take a situation like this, somebody said to me the other day, they said, "How did you put this deal together with the Heart Association?" I said it was easy. First, you start by having a stroke. And then you offer to be of service to them and what their needs are. Isn't that what Omar just said? And by offering to be of service to the Heart Association and understanding their needs, I was able to put them with another client to produce this great report for you for free. And I was able to come to my friends with Get Motivated seminars and say, you know what? You're going to have an amazing group of people Can we serve your audience? They said yes. I said yes. GMFreegift.com. Please take advantage of this. God bless.